Hey kids, welcome back to the channel.
There are no birds in China.
Yes.
Okay? There's something that I noticed when I first got to China and something that didn't really change, and that is when you go into the big cities of China, you just don't see birds.
Yeah.
Okay? Very rarely do you see birds. And this was very noticeable for me because I lived on the border of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So I would leave Shenzhen, I would go into Hong Kong, and immediately you would notice bird life everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, literally, they've got bird
As soon as you
sanctuaries
cross,
there.
whenever I cross, I would see the birds.
Unlike SideburnsZA, I'm no expert. He is an expert of absolutely everything. I mean, here's a guy who, after 2 semesters of the very basic Chinese language, obviously speaks perfect conversational Chinese. I hear he was a real 5-star student. Let's see what other absolute gems of knowledge he has for us in his recent video.
China has some of the most terrible accessibility for disabled people. It's almost non-existent. I'm not making this up. If you travel from Hong Kong, where you see, access to disabled bathrooms and you see wheelchair ramps everywhere and all this kind of stuff, just going to Shenzhen, which is a first-tier city in China, you'll see all of that stuff disappears. I mean, occasionally they try to make some sort of propaganda to show that, hey, yeah, we also can do disabled, stuff here. And this is a great example, this picture where they just whip out a camera and take a photo of a ramp into a bus where there's a pole in the middle and it's impossible for you to get that person on the bus. But, hey, they took the picture to show that, hey, we too have ramps for disabled people. And that's good enough. Propaganda done.
Wow, that's really strange. I'm coming up on 13 years here in China, and I've been to more than half the provinces. I've never seen a single bus with a pole in the middle of the back doors. Maybe they had this one specially made just for his amusement? So here's what a couple of buses look like that can be found all across Shenzhen that are built specifically for physically challenged people. Now, the ramp store is actually in the floor, and I think that the driver probably has to come out and help the person onto the bus, but there's no pole in the middle. So I call Photoshop on this one. Did he Photoshop it? Not likely. Does he know it's Photoshopped? He's an expert, right?
And if we ever make any mistakes, we'll be honest about it.
So he's the expert. Obviously, there's no other assistance for physically challenged people in Shenzhen other than a couple of measly buses, right? Did you know that in New York City, a whopping 27% of the subway stations have accessibility for physically challenged people? In Shenzhen, less than 27% of the subway stations have elevators at every exit. More than 27% have elevators at multiple exits, and 100% of Shenzhen subway stations have elevators. Of course, in Shenzhen, those elevators are not for physically challenged people. They're just for lazy people. I mean, if you let physically challenged people use them, the next thing you know, they want their own bathroom. Wait, what the hell's this? Why do they have a picture of a wheelchair outside the washroom? They probably want to make it look like they have physically challenged washrooms, I'm sure. What the hell's all these yellow bars doing in this washroom? And look at that. If you ever thought a toilet could be cute, that's a cute toilet. You got a tall mirror and a short mirror, tall sink, a short sink. What the hell? Are they expecting aliens? Hand dryer? That urinal, I suppose, could be used by the alien. Toilet paper, changing table, place to put your baby. What the hell? Shenzhen should take a cue from New York City and save a lot of money by just eliminating those damn elevators. Look at this shoddy workmanship. You'd think they could buff those bumps out. Damn, the same kind of shoddy workmanship here at another station. And there must have been a sale on tubing when they made these handrails. Why would they make two? Oh yeah, I forgot, for all the short aliens that might come to visit. Pro tip here, some subway doors in Shenzhen are marked with a wheelchair. I think that's just to let you know that there's not as many seats on that car. Avoid those cars. If you see this wheelchair, move to another door. Look at this. They claim it's a wheelchair safety belt. I mean, how short do they think these people are? They got these things at either end of the subway station, and there's staff at both ends of the subway station as well. They claim that these are ramps for physically challenged people that are in wheelchairs, and that they'll set them up for them. I don't know why they have these wheelchairs at every station. They claim it's for if there's blind people or otherwise physically challenged people, they'll put them in the wheelchair and take them onto the train. So there's too many things to list they could use to help physically challenged people, but obviously they don't. SideburnsZA said they don't. Like warm and cold subway cars, because pregnant women in China don't like to be cold. Like AEDs on every floor of every subway station and in malls. What the hell is that annoying beeping? Seems to be related to these lights somehow. When it turned green, the beep changed. Let's see if it changes again when it turns red. 3, 2, 1. And I mean, I don't know if it's somebody's cousin or brother from the government that makes these contrasting yellow tiles for the sidewalks, but they seem to be everywhere across the entire country. Even in small towns, they got these yellow tiles. The thing is that every time there's a change of direction or a roadway or something, they seem to run out of the ones with the lines on them and use one with dots. What the hell is up with that?
I'm actually kind of hoping that there's
I wonder if they had those when SideburnsZA was here. I
I
mean, let's look at an old video where he appears to be wearing his military uniform. Yep, there they are, those yellow tiles. In the case of a flood, any one of us could be disabled. And they have these located in potential flooding areas. They're not locked. You just open it. So if they had that where you are, along with that last area of high flood risk. I mean, even if your phone is physically challenged, you can charge it on the subway. And lastly, for this video, I mean, I could go on for hours probably on things that might bore you, but the Chinese Communist Party makes claims that if you're blind or deaf, that if you can't afford a phone, they'll give you a phone. And in the case that you're blind, they've designed special software that will help you to navigate the internet. No doubt it's not an Apple phone. And come on, CCP, where's the special software for the hearing impaired?
And if we ever make any mistakes, we'll be honest about it.